I'm currently in a beautiful Airbnb right outside of Kochi in India, and I'm feeling immensely grateful that I never gave up on all the many times that life just felt unbearable, especially through the years closer, to my traumatic experiences. And I guess I haven't been on for a long time. I'm recording a video. I've been gallivanting around the world. I've been uploading some shorts with messages from my adventures, but I've been really taking this time to heal, and it's been wonderful. Now that does not mean it's been easy. I have been challenged a lot along the way. And I think that's an important part of what I want to share is that, even without trauma, life is hard. And when we experience a lot of adversity, it feels like we just go through the world with much more resistance, facing much more resistance than the average person. And I do believe that's true. But I believe that no matter where we are in our healing journey, we will continue to face resistance. It may be different kinds, but we will face it. But what I do believe is that by continuing to keep going, keep trying, and that will be easier to handle the adversity that we face in life. And so one thing I wanted to talk a bit about today is reverse engineering your dreams. I think, when we experience hardship, sometimes, all we're focused on is survival. But, one of the major premises behind my practice throughout this life is post-traumatic growth, and reminding people that not only is there, life beyond trauma, but there can be a beautiful life beyond our trauma, and not in spite of it, but because of it. When we face adversity, we do get stronger once we come out on the other side of it, and we gain perspective and ways of thinking that we wouldn't have had without the adversity. And I do believe that when you've lost a lot, it can sometimes make it feel like, what else is there to lose? And at least that's been true for me. I know when some people experience forms of loss, they go into protection mode and don't want to lose more and try to preserve. They go more into preservation mode and preserve what they already have. And I guess that's true for me to some extent, but with the extensive amount of trauma I've experienced, I went more into like, my God, if I could experience all of this and make it, what else could I do? And it caused me to dream really big. And so if you are somebody who has experienced trauma in particular, I encourage you to start thinking, what could life be like on the other side of this? And if I could just overcome specific barriers, like what would be open to me? And that's what I did. That's what I've done for most of my life. But right now I'm traveling full time around the world. I know this whole trip will take I'll be gone for almost a year total by the end of this, and I don't know if I will continue after this. I don't know, but I don't need to decide that right now. But what I do know is that I've always dreamed of this. I have always dreamed of being able to gallivant around the world, explore, and just put myself in situations that make me happy. And what I did 7 years ago, almost exactly. So today is November 13th, and almost exactly 7 years ago today, I formed my business, Serotinous Life, and I said, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes to create a business that I can work from anywhere, and I will be in full control of my days. And and I just figured out, and it took 7 years to get to this point, and it's still a work in progress. While I'm here, I'm still working on myself, but along the way, I decided, what do I have to do to get here? What do I have to give up? What do I have to attract into my life? What do I have to get? Like, even different ways of thinking, different people, different, is it money? Is it, what are the resources I need? Like all these things I had to go through. And so it wasn't easy getting to this place and getting here now in, adventuring and being in paradise, one paradise after another. It still comes with hardship, but I do know that giving up everything, as far as material things, giving up a job, giving up most of my belongings, giving up certain people in my life, and just walking away. And not just, I walked away from certain things, but I walked toward something new and something of my choosing. And I think that's the most important thing for those of us who've experienced trauma, is that we've had a lot taken from us, and things that we didn't feel that were under our control, and maybe we've done things that we wish we didn't, but in that moment we didn't feel we had a choice, like our body and mind just acted in a certain way out of habit. And I think when we decide on choosing a life that's different than what we're currently experiencing, that puts us in control, gives us the control we never had. And so when we're designing our life, and we're facing the challenges that come with it, at least those choices are within our control. We get to make those decisions. And even here, while I'm on this adventure right now, I still remind myself that I chose this. And there may be things that happen along the way that I was not in control. Like I was in Iceland and sprained my ankle. I mean, that was really unfortunate. It really hindered a lot of my adventure. But some things are out of my control. But at the end of the day, a lot is in my control. And I think that's the part that I want you to remember, is that wherever you are in your healing journey, that there is a lot that you have control over, and I encourage you to take advantage of those pieces along the way. And if there's any way I can help you, of course, please reach out. And I'm super excited to tell you I have my 4th book is going to be published soon, See Through. So it's another extension of a new stage of my trauma healing journey and what's possible as we move through these different stages. And so thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you a lot, and I hope you're well. Okay, bye for now.